Make your intro, son.
Oh, okay.
Alright, Artem's in the scene too. Alright, so we're gonna clear the air on what really happened the day Chance and Jerry pulled. We're here before the Lachlan Todd Hutchings super match board in the hotel. I just rode for 2 hours talking to Chance. And the arm wrestling world does not actually know what really happened that day. I feel like Jerry has his side, Chance has his side, and then there's the actual truth. You agree? Have you heard both sides?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
What do you think is the closer side to being true? Because what's Chance say? Chance basically says he showed up about 15 minutes late and he gave Jerry the better end of an ass whooping. And Jerry may or may not have been tired. That's pretty common.
Okay, yeah.
And then Jerry says Chance showed up about an hour, 2 hours, super late when he was completely smoked. So neither of those are true. I was there from the beginning. I was there before anybody started arm wrestling, when there was just like a couple novice guys.
Yeah, we were just talking, yeah.
Fucking around on a table. We got there. The practice looked like it was going to be like a bunch of amateur guys. Didn't seem like it was going to be that cool. And then all of a sudden we see Jerry. And Jerry, being a savage, decides to immediately get on the table, pretty much to start it off. Would you agree? For the first match, because I remember I practices like that, I'm not too anxious to jump on the table, and I got that Max Taubin strategy, right? I let everyone wear themselves out, and I crush them, take their soul, they think I'm something special, right? That's the only way you can practice with these fucking guys in Florida, because they're all late to the show for the same reason. But Jerry starts whooping some ass, and Jerry's an absolute powerhouse, so he's manhandling everybody. But to say that he was completely tired when Chance got there is not true, and then for Chance to say he was only a few minutes late is not true at all either. The truth is, Jerry had been arm wrestling everybody that was there, and he hit a brick wall named Daniel Price. And the real surprise there, before Chance ever shows up, is Daniel Price was putting the brakes to Jerry. Now Jerry already had some miles on his arm, and in Jerry's credit, he is the type of guy that was arm wrestling every single person and not letting his pride get in the way of taking a pin loss here or there. He was legitimately there just to put miles on his arm and have fun. Now, not to say he was still arm wrestling at like 95%, which everyone is, right? When you're practicing and you don't want to let the fucking guy beat you easily, you might be like, it's just practice, but you're going pretty hard. So the truth is before Chance ever even got there, Jerry had already kind of hit a wall with his fatigue, and then this young ox we have named Daniel Price. The kid is like 20 years old, 22 or something. He's 6'3", 230 pounds. 260 now?
Just say it for the video.
It's 260. He just grew 30 pounds in 30 seconds. He is a brick wall. Now, he is an inexperienced arm wrestler in about a year, but to get pinned by him isn't a slight on anybody else. I would give him the same leverage advantages that Jerome Loud enjoys over a lot of people. Just a huge arm and a massive hand and enough frame to back it up, right? So when you get a guy like that, he will tax your ass, whether you're me or Artem or you're Jerry Cadorette after 30 matches.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get it wrong, if everybody was there and Jerry was whooping some ass, but by the time Chance had got there, in my opinion, Jerry had a lot of fatigue on his arm. That's not to take away the fact that I don't think Jerry pinned Chance at all. So you could say, yeah, he was tired. He also, they're both true. Jerry definitely was not fresh. How tired he was, I can't say because I'm not Jerry, and I don't know what a bunch of weak ass dudes compared to him, how much they're putting on his arm, right? Just because you can pin a guy, don't really mean he's taxed in 30 seconds. He might be, back to 80%, and but I can say for sure that he was not fresh. What I can also say for sure was that he almost had nothing as far as an offense against Chance. The entire matches were typically playing out where Chance had control and this and that. And that's not to say, if we were to bet, I had the conversation with Chance earlier, that you can make the argument that he does belong to be in the match and he doesn't, because he does belong to be in the match for the fact that he is as big as Jerry, just in a weight-wise, and he is strong enough to pin Jerry. He proved it through a practice, through this, that, whether he could pin him fresh for fresh, on a go, whatever, that's, here and there. But
I don't know if it can happen though on a real match.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know either. But if you're willing to back it up and the strength is there, you have a right to pull the guy.
Yeah.
Whether you deserve to or not, who knows, but you have a right to call him out.
Yeah.
And the other thing to be said, I told this to Chance on the plane, was it's also easy for Jerry to make the argument of, I just went 3-2 with Michael Todd and Devin Larry. And not to pull down. Everybody understands in arm wrestling, when you get the slightest bit of clout, it's on the line if you pull down. If you pull up, you're not really risking much. So it's a lose-lose for Jerry. But the truth is that day is that, Jerry wasn't fresh, but Chance did manhandle him. So the amount of feedback and everything that everyone's getting from that, I give zero credibility to. Only because it's impossible to gauge the value of any of that unless Chance and Jerry were like the first guys pulling. Because that's what you're arguing, is how they would do fresh for fresh, and then you're comparing apples to oranges. So Chance did dominate Jerry. It was pretty decisive, but it's also the case of Jerry was wore out, and Chance probably showed up 45 minutes late.
I don't think Jerry's a great practice puller with his style.
It's
mostly like day off tournament.
Well, and here's the other thing too. Jerry wasn't protecting his pride at all in his practice.
Sure.
So if you wanted to drive inside your move and try it on him, he was okay with it. So he's going to take hella miles. But if you were to have showed up there and were a fly on the wall and you land on the wall when Chance and Jerry are pulling, you would think that Chance is Levon. That day, Chance looked super strong. He was in a dominant position the whole time, and whether that's due to fatigue or not, I would say it is. Very hard to say, right? I don't know. Every win I ever had that was credible, somebody said that my opponent was tired. So I think that's the best excuse in the world, right? Is I was tired. But the truth is Chance did manhandle Jerry in some ways, but how much does that mean in a practice when a guy has been there 45 minutes and has already kind of hit his wall and kept trying to push through? So I don't know how much to take from it. I think the match does belong on the table and they should happen, but you could make the argument either way that Chance does deserve the match or he doesn't. But that's the actual truth from somebody that was there. It was about 45 minutes. The Chance was late. Wasn't no 15 minutes, wasn't an hour, wasn't 2 hours. And, Jerry was there to have some fun, but they were pulling hard. So take from that what you may. That's the truth. And I hope to see them pull.